Good afternoon, Texans fans. Today we're going to be talking about yesterday's game, Texans versus the Chiefs. We had an opportunity here, gentlemen. We had an opportunity here. There's a lot of great things that we saw, but even more things that we could talk about that we can get better at. And honestly, there's a lot of things that emphasize what winning teams do and what losing teams do. The difference between being great and mediocre. Once again. So let's get right into it, y'all. We had an interception on the very first drive of the game. Wasn't good. Wasn't a great start. We ended up making up for it, but too many turnovers, man. We lost the turnover battle. Too many turnovers. We got to do better. First half, we did a great job converting on a third down. We have not been great converting on a third down this entire season, but we did a good job this game. We stepped up when we needed to on third down, and we were making winning plays in the first half. So shout out to the coaching staff, man. They got us ready for it, and it seemed that we were up to the task. So shout out to the coaching staff on that note. In the second quarter, we started making critical mistakes. And I want to emphasize this point. The best teams are able to capitalize off of their opponent's mistakes. They got 2 touchdowns. There are only two scores off of critical mistakes that we've made. The first mistake was that interception that CJ Stroud threw. They scored off of our mistake. The second mistake was when we were going to sack Patrick Mahomes, we hit him up too high, and they ended up getting a 15-yard penalty, which honestly seemed like very critical play in the game because that was a fumble return for a touchdown that ended up getting nullified because we hit him up too high, roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty. Maybe it was an incomplete pass, right? But all of that gets taken away because we hit Patrick Mahomes too high, 15-yard penalty. They end up scoring. And again, the great teams are able to capitalize off of the other's mistakes. The Patriots did it. Chiefs are doing it. That's the difference between a great team and a mediocre team. We can play the best game of our life. But if we're shooting ourselves in the foot, you opening the door for great teams or any given Sunday, any team to come back and beat us. So that should be the message this week upcoming. I know we got a big next game against the Ravens, but that should be the message, man. We cannot continue to shoot ourselves in the foot. Can't do it. Although we did shoot ourselves in the foot, like I said in our last segment, this offensive pass interference, man, is very upsetting because Tank Dell had a great game. He got hurt, scoring that touchdown. We're not talking about that play, but I just want him to get better. Just want to emphasize that he is a critical piece on our team, and that's just being shown all the people that were showing him love, all the people that were surrounding him in his moment of being hurt and a low moment at that. Just shows how much he brings to the team. But this pass interference, man, we're already playing They're 3-time champs, right? It's already set in stone that these guys are the favorites to win the Super Bowl. They probably more than likely are going to win the Super Bowl. And all we can ask for, man, is a fair game, you know? This is what leads into the rigged things. The refs, I don't want to get too critical on the refs, but you gotta give us a fair shot, man. You gotta give us a fair shot. When we're not shooting ourselves in the foot, man, we don't need to be playing against the refs too. And I don't want to get too much on a high horse on that, because at the end of the day, you gotta control what you can control. But we definitely gave them a run for their money in Arrowhead. I would have been a little bit more upset if it had been in Houston. But, you know, the home team, they're going to get home team calls. The reigning champs, they're going to get home team calls. You can't be too critical on it, but this was just egregious, so I had to call it out. Kamari Lassiter, man, he is a problem. Love this dude on our team, man. He's a rookie doing his thing. Derek Stingley and the entire secondary, they've been doing their thing this entire game, or this entire season. They've been doing such a great job, man. And I've been calling that we need to get another corner. That pick has been accomplished. Texans, y'all pick right with Kamari Lassiter, man. He had a great game. And that leads me into this next segment. When you got big games like this, you got to pay attention to who steps up, who shines in these moments, right? You got a Kamari Lassiter that was shining through these moments. And then you got other players that are making critical mistakes. These are the type of moments when you watch this game and you watch next week's game. You have the Bills game that was a couple of weeks ago, the Lions game that was in the beginning, towards the beginning of the season. So same thing with the Bills game. But you got to watch those games to see who shines in those moments, because those are the guys that you want to keep. Those are the guys that are going to be making critical game-winning plays that are going to get us to where we need to go. AFC Championship, Super Bowl. Those are the guys. And when you got plays like this, you got to pay attention, and we got to be able to get these players not off of our team, right? Because I don't want anybody to lose their job. But you ain't got to go home. But you got to get the heck up out of here. Seriously, man, because critical plays, you cannot fumble them, man. You can't fumble them. There's no place on the team for that. DeAndre Hopkins, man, you are missed in Houston. He should have never been able to put on another jersey, right? We drafted him, and plays like this right here shows us exactly why this dude deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He'll be in the Hall of Fame one day. And man, go get your ring. Go get your ring, man. It's well deserved. But again, I'ma shout this at the top of the mountains, man. This dude should have never put on another jersey besides the Texans. Front office staff, that's on you. I understand Bill O'Brien was the guy making the decisions, but you know, we had multiple chances to get this guy back, and we never got him back. We gotta keep great players in our locker room. I don't understand. What's for the birds, man, is our delay of game penalties. Player of the game, Kamari Lassiter. Next game we play against the Ravens. Let's try to make up for some of these critical mistakes that we're making. And Tank Dell, man, get better. Peace, y'all.
I'm Texas famous, ooh, I'm Texas famous.